Testing. Testing 1, 2. Welcome back Race Car Nation. How are you guys doing today? For those of you who are new to the channel, thank you for coming by to check out the video. This will be the very first, technically, the first production video for John Builds. You know, I really want to get into this build. This is going to be the first big build we do on the channel. I do have a second build directly behind the camera that I want to show you guys. But in this video, I kind of just want to start rolling into the build, kind of talk about it a little bit. You know, obviously you guys can see piles of parts. There's engine, turbo, heads, you know, all kinds of stuff in the background there. So without further ado, this here is my 2000 Chevrolet Silverado. Alright guys, so check it out. This is the 2000 Chevrolet Silverado. I'm standing in the middle of the frame. We have tons of parts here. So let's not look at my ugly face. Let's see what's going on with the parts side of this build. Alright guys, so this is the cab and bed. And the frames beneath me here. We have already taken the time and got this all uninstalled. Oh, guys can't see that yet. So we got the cab and bed off. This is actually an 04 frame. The frames are pretty identical. It was a four-wheel drive frame. Me and Cameron West took the liberty of stripping some of the stuff off of this already. You can see the four-wheel drive bracket is gone. The front diff is gone. There's actually a lot of work we gotta do. We gotta prep this entire frame, and we're gonna be making cab mounts for it, just some covers for them, so the other mounts don't, you know, fall through that big old hole there. We're gonna be removing some of these tubes and putting our own cross bracing in. We're going to be boxing this frame. We're putting a Ford 9-inch in. We got a little turbo action going on. All stuff I'm going to cover when we get to like the engine build and stuff like that. But we will be using like a BorgWarner S482, good for about 1,300 horse. That is the plan for this truck. I am trying to make a 1,000+ horsepower street strip Silverado here. The goal is to make at least 1,000 horsepower, which I think we should easily be able to accomplish. And you know, that's a LS1 aluminum block from a 2001 Camaro. It's got a Cali's 4-inch forged stroker crank in it. I have a Don Schumacher turbo cam. It's got almost 700 inches of lift. It is a huge turbo cam. It was ran in a 1,200 horse twin turbo Camaro. It could have actually been a lot more horsepower than that. I just don't remember. I know it was big horsepower though. The BorgWarner turbo. We got some 241 heads, dual titanium valve springs. We've got a forged rotating assembly for this. So on top of the forged steel crank, we've got the Eagle rods, forged 1,500 horse rods with ARP 2000 bolts, Arias forged aluminum pistons. We've got Texas Speed Performance push rods. We've got the Trunion kit installed in the rockers, which you can see right at the tip of my finger there. I think that's pretty much it for the engine. A lot of the other stuff's on order. So you see a lot of stuff just started coming in for this. I spent a lot of money in the last couple weeks to start getting this stuff together. We got some Flowtech forward-facing headers. We have the 10-point. It should be good for an 850 cert, even though we're going to go a little faster than that. Hopefully. So we're looking for, you know, 160 mile an hour, low 8s, possibly high 7s. We'll see if I get that far with this. This is a really heavy truck. I know it's 60 foot's not going to be that great. When we're done, probably looking at 3,800 to 4,000 dry with me not in it. So a 4,000 pound truck with a 300 pound guy making, 1,000 to 1,200 horse. This thing should book it. We've got the Speedway rear disc brake kit for the 9-inch. We've got 2 center sections. That one there is a 355 gear set. You'll see the white mark there. I was counting teeth on the ring and pinion to verify that. And there's a second center section there with a 411 or 410 gear set, whichever one Ford made for it. And that'll be good for like 1/8 mile. This one will be good for 1/4 mile. We need that taller gear set to get the mile an hour going down the track. We got a lot of stuff from Summit Racing. I buy a lot of stuff from Summit. I like Summit Racing. Quick shipping. You'll see a lot of my fuel system and other stuff is in here. I've got the Chevy Performance head gaskets, ARP head bolts, all the stuff. We'll be going over each part of this truck individually. This is just a quick overview of the build. And there's, several $1,000s in parts on order and on the way yet that have not even gotten here. We got the Pro Bracket radials. Those are a 275/60/15, pretty big tire. We got the Turbo 400 transmission with a Ford bell on it. That's coming off. I have a bell housing on order. Flex plate's already here somewhere buried in this mess. I've got drop spindles for the front. We're going to lower them torsion bars all the way down. I am going to run the torsion bars on this frame. And I've got all new stuff for this coming already. A-arms, shocks, bearings. I'm actually going to get the bearings drilled. That'll make a cool video. Show you guys how to convert this from a 6-lug to a 5-lug. And we're looking to fit those wheels over there. I can take a walk over there real fast and show you guys those wheels. Those are off of a 2015 Mustang, I believe. They're 5x1 14.3. It's got a 2.75 inner bore on the inside. These are a 3-inch bore. The hub centric, the hub that where it mounts to the inside of the rim, these are 3-inch, so I got to get that all fixed and everything. We'll cover that in another video. There's the Turbo 400. I was going to make work for this truck, but then I wound up finding a really good deal from a sub on my second channel, Stupid Fast John, Jacob. He hooked me up with that transmission. I got that for like $800, I think. Should be good. I talked to J&W Transmissions. I mean, the thing doesn't look like it's almost ever been used. The solenoid even has the wires wrapped in a loop yet and stuff like that. So I think that this has been sitting for a long time. Came out of a drag Mustang. Should be good for 1,000 horse, no problem. What else we got to cover? I got some other stuff. I got the shifter, the speedometer, parachute. I got a parachute bracket kit. That fuel cell we're not using. I have an Aeromotive one on order with their eliminator pump. What else we got going on here, guys? We saw all the Speedway stuff ready. What's in this box? This is some of my front end stuff. I think this was like the A-arms, bushings, pitman arm, all the stuff to redo this whole front end assembly, except for the steering box. I have to get a good steering box for it. I really don't, we're going to clean this whole frame up, box it in, make it all nice. It's going to get coated with epoxy and everything else. All the bad stuff's going to get taken out, fixed. The underneath of this truck's going to look really nice, but the ultimate plan with this truck is to make it a street strip semi-sleeper. I personally love sleeper trucks, and I think this thing would be really cool if it was like a part sleeper. So the bed panels on this are actually rotted already, and I think I'm going to leave them rotted out like that. And the cab corners and rockers on this are starting to go already. So I think I'm going to leave all that stuff go, make it look like it's a piece of crap when I pull up to the strip, and then we'll have this beautiful, under chassis. So if I decide to fix the body, then it'll look like a really nice truck, But for now, we could leave it, semi-sleeper-ish. People shouldn't realize that it's got 1,200 horse in it, So, anyways, you see we got the HD hood over here. This is off a 2002 2500 HD. Only HD trucks came with this big upper lip like this. It's kind of like a cow hood, per se, but it's not actually cow hood. It's like a poor man's cow hood, I guess you could say. What else we got going on here? Oh, you guys can't see that yet. You're not allowed to see that. I got the torches out because I'm getting ready to cut some stuff off the frame, which we'll be covering in the next video. I'm going to be putting the 9-inch rear in and prepping the entire frame, getting it ready. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't show you guys. I have the Strange 33 spline axles and spool. I've got the spool over there in the box. I've got one of the axles mocked up so I could measure back spacing and get wheels on order, because that's roughly where it's going to sit. So I've got 6-inch back space to work with, roughly 6 to 6.5 with the rotors on. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to do some nice little cinematics for you, and I hope you enjoy. I'm really, really excited to do full-on build videos for you guys. Obviously this is just like a quick, here, check out the truck kind of thing. This is the first big build on the channel, and I want to launch it correctly. So anyways, all right, guys. So I know that was a lot of fast talking. I hope you guys caught the gist of it. We're looking for 1,000 to 1,200 horse, turbo 400 trans. We got the aluminum block 5.7 with a 383 cubic inch forged rotating assembly on a 4-inch Cali's steel forged crank, and all the supporting mods. Everything that you see here and everything that I need to put into this truck yet, it's already on order. There's nothing I don't have for this truck except for the torque converter and the drive shaft. The drive shaft, I have to wait to put the engine and trans in on the mounts and get everything lined up with the rear in place, and then measure that out to get a proper length drive shaft on order that can handle the abuse that we're going to put through this thing. And then also the torque converter, I haven't found a good dealer for PTC converters yet, so I'm actually on the hunt for a dealer that can supply me with a really good made-to-order PTC converter. I like PTC. I ran PTC in the Fox body Mustang that I built a few years back. That is also technically the first video that I launched on this channel, even though it was just to put something on the channel so you guys could actually access the channel. But that Mustang, that PTC converter worked amazing. I was able to spool that turbo up. I was running like 4,000 RPM trans brake and 2-step rev limiter. So I loved the setup. It worked really well for me. It was super simple, super cheap, and could take tons of abuse. So that's why I like the PTC converter, because it's something that I already know works well, and I kind of tend to stick with stuff that I have good experiences with. Not that I'm not open to trying new stuff, but I definitely don't want to try something new with a, how could I phrase that? I don't want to try something new that, well, I guess I just want to stick with what I know on this one. We're making a lot of power. I know those converters are good for 2,500 horse. That's pretty much just what it is. You have experiences with stuff, you tend to stick with what you know works. So that's pretty much plain and simple. Anyways, thank you guys for coming by for this video. There's going to be some awesome content coming. I love doing cinematics. I love doing time lapses. And I love sharing my builds with you guys. So if you guys like this build, you want to see more stuff like it, as always, you know what to do. I ain't got to say a word. See you in the next one. Peace out.